First of all, everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining us for the second webinar we're hosting as for the status of the brand ambassador and promo industry. My name is Al Schuster. I am the president and owner of Polaris Brand Promotions. We are a nationwide experiential staffing agency located right outside of Philadelphia. And wanted to take a minute, first of all, to introduce our panelists for tonight. First, we have Krystie Phannareth from KPG Event Staffing. We have Bridgette Turley, who is a very experienced recruiter, team lead, and tour manager.
Hold on for a second.
Worked in the industry for a while. And from Millennium Music Conference, we also have Brian Cronin. So thank you all very much for joining us tonight. So what I figured we'd do is start off by giving each of our panelists about a couple minutes to introduce themselves, to talk about what they do in their companies, and then to tell us all how the COVID-19 outbreak has impacted them and their businesses and themselves personally. So Krystie, why don't we start off with you?
Hi guys, Krystie here. Most of you may know me. I've been in the industry about 24 years. But a lot of you don't know that since 2001, I actually owned a hospitality staffing company where I staffed baristas, bartenders, cocktail servers, barbacks, and all that good stuff for local stuff in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. In 2017, I was lucky and I partnered up with a company called Buzz Expressions. Buzz Expression is a hospitality event marketing company that does trade shows. And they basically partnered up with me, and I started staffing all their events with the baristas and bartenders and servers that they needed. And on top of that, I was lucky because in 2017, I also was on tour with the Carey Group on the Pennzoil Nation tour. It was a 10-month-long tour on the road, and the agency let me staff all my own BAs for that particular tour. And I did such a good job that the agency kept me on for the next couple years, even though I no longer worked as a tour manager for them. So with all that combined, in 2017, I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to extend KPG bartending services and make it into KPG event staffing so that I can hire brand ambassadors, promo models for the NASCAR races, for the NHRA races, and for anything else that my clients have. Right now, it's just 2 people that work, myself and my assistant. And my assistant is lucky right now. I'm still paying him, even though there's no work to be done. But we are just like everybody else. We're kind of in limbo at the moment. Not exactly sure when market's going to come back as far as doing live events, face-to-face marketing. We follow the news closely, and what the health officials saying big mass stuff coming back in in fall of 2021. So right now we're just taking a look, taking a step back, just trying to reevaluate and look and see what we need to, do to move forward, as far as will events come back in the fall, or do we need to just hold off and wait till everything is back to the normal in fall of 2021.
Great, thank you. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm hearing is everyone's throwing out this 2021 timetable. I mean, is that what you're hearing from a lot of people?
I am. I'm seeing a lot of it. I've been talking to my insurance people. I've been talking to legal, and right now, even if we try to do something right now, legally, we would have to rewrite all of our contracts. We would have to make sure that the clients or ourselves have all safety precautions in place. There's just a lot of stuff going on. And because I'm a small agency, that all this extra stuff is a big, big expense, which we can't afford to have at the moment. So I've been talking to other small agency owners, and it may be something that we may have to just take a step back and just return in the 2021 about, because at this moment, we can't afford to really move forward with all this extra stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of other agencies are definitely in the same boat that we're in. Mm-hmm. So next up, Bridgette, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Bridgette, and I live in Oregon right now. I just moved to Oregon from Colorado not too long ago. So I wanted to tell you that my experience really started, my experience in this industry started a long time ago when I was flying all over the United States, leasing and marketing apartment communities. And so that's really where I started marketing. As you know, when you're leasing up an apartment community, there's nobody there, there's no occupants. You got to do a lot of marketing to create awareness for that brand new community, get the people to lease and move in. So my experience really stems from flying to different cities in the United States, living there for a couple of months, 4 to 6 months, marketing, leasing up the properties, and then moving on. So, I mean, that's kind of where it started, lots of marketing. In the last 10, 15 years, I have done quite a bit of experiential marketing. And I've also been a costume character, from the Chick-fil-A cow, Tony the tiger, Clifford the big red dog, to hosting some really nice luncheons and dinners for Fisher Investments. And then my most recent position as a recruiter with one of the top experiential marketing agencies here. So that's kind of where my experience comes from.
Well, that's great. And how has COVID-19 impacted you and the people in the industry that you've talked to?
Yeah, well, we're people, right? I mean, at least I am. It's had quite a bit of an impact. I am a person who loves to be out and about. If there were 8 days in a week, I would have been working them. I love being outside and creating awareness for all the brands, working with the agencies, the clients, and I think it's had a huge impact on the people who are really truly loving this industry and really having to be confined to your house. And at one point I just wanted to start handing out free granola bars to anybody walking by. I miss guerrilla marketing in this industry so much. So I think it's had a big impact. We're people, right? So yeah.
There you go. All right, Brian, you're up next. Tell us about yourself. What do you do?
Hey, my name is Brian Cronin. I moved to Philadelphia about 15 years ago, a little over 15 years ago, to start my company, Mirror Image, from New York City. Mirror Image, we're a printing company that also specializes in promotional products that go on for any kind of event that's going on. People always need promotional items. In addition to that, as of 2012, I have been doing music conferences and festivals throughout the Northeast, and as of 2018, I became the associate director for the Millennium Music Conference, and we just had our 24th year, February 27th through the 29th, right when all this COVID started. Like, we were right there when it all happened. Just been a guy who goes out to networking events. I've been hosting a series of networking events in Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs for over a decade, and like Bridgette had said, I'm a person just like she is. I like to go out. I like to be out everywhere and just network and mingle with everybody.
All right, great. So first we're going to start off with some directed questions for our panelists specific to who they are and what they do. And then we're going to jump into a few general questions, as well as take any from the Q&A or the chat in Zoom, as well as if you're following in on Facebook Live, if you want to toss a question in the comments, we'll try to get to them as well. So first of all, Krystie, I want to start off with you. I have to say, personally, I am hugely impressed by seeing you all over, especially some of the great things you've been doing for the brand ambassadors that are out there. I know you recently started a GoFundMe to help some of the, anyone in the industry who's especially hard hit. Why don't you tell us all a little bit about that and some of the other things you've been doing?
Yeah, so we started a 100-day GoFundMe campaign. We're in day 33 right now and have raised over $9,000, which is great because we've been able to help 20 people with up to $500 in funds for this income relief that we did for the GoFundMe. myself plus 8 others. So there's me, there's Francisco Rosales from Connections Staffing. There's Destiny McKnight from Incast Marketing. There's Drew Batchelor from Bachelor's Model and Talent. There's Cam Jennings and David Dodge. Both are from, oh gosh, brain fart right now. Activate Vegas. And then we have 2 that are regular independent contractors, Nikki and Rakili. So the 9 of us have been, over the past 33 days, just been hitting the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, just trying to get donations so that we can help out the workers in our industry who, although they can now apply for unemployment insurance through the PUA, it's slow. It's very slow. A lot of people are still not getting money. Like some people I've talked to have applied 4 weeks ago and haven't seen a dime. So with this fund right here, we basically, we have an application process, and we go through the application process, all 9 of us, and we vote on who should receive funds next as far as when the application came in, how dire needs of funds they have. And also we vet them as well as if they really are in this industry. Who they've worked for, the type of events, how long they've been in this industry. Because yes, we get a lot of people that have applied for funds who I've never seen their name before. And I've been in this industry for 24 years. So I will know somebody really. And if I don't know you, I will find out about you by talking to everybody in your market. So with that, we're just really trying to just help out. You know, we want to help out 50 people. We want to help out 50 people, and I'm sorry, 100 people at $500 a piece. So we're trying to raise $50,000, and we're at day 33. We've raised over $9,000, which is great, and we still have some more time to go. And it's wonderful to see the people of our industry, even though they're out of work, they're displaced or whatever, and they're still donating $5 or here and there. And then some of them got their stimulus money and they've donated like $50. It's been great because, they're all coming together, and it's time for us just to help each other out right now. It really is.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, Krystie, if you want to, go ahead and, if you can, toss the link into our webinar chat.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to, and I'll see about at some point sharing it out on our Facebook page. I don't know if I can get it into the Facebook video right now. I've got that on my other computer. So yeah, we'd love to help support any way we can. I mean, it's important right now for for the industry to come together. I mean, it's not about competition. I mean, once we all get back to work, we can, all try to go after, clients and do all that. But right now, I mean, we not only have to help the whole industry, but we, have to help the workers especially. So
it is, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful for me to like go into the groups and see everyone trying to help each other out by giving them, people are having problems applying for unemployment insurance. It's wonderful to see that everybody giving them, this is what you need to do. This is who you need to call. It really is a wonderful time to see all that stuff. Because this industry, as you and I know, is very dramatic, very dramatic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very wonderful to see people coming to help each other out at the moment.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you again. So Bridgette, there you are. Hey, so, I know we've talked, and, I know you've got an extensive amount of experience. You said, costume character, recruiter, team manager. I mean, knowing the industry the way it is, I really want to get your thoughts on, other brand ambassadors you've talked to. What are their thoughts, their feelings? How are they coping with this? Yeah, tell us a little bit about what you've heard and what you're experiencing.
Yeah. Look, I've seen anywhere from pretty depressed, people in our industry just really struggling through this time, to the other spectrum where, some of the VAs that I know are super active in all of these webinars. They're active in getting their LinkedIn profiles up to date, their resumes, doing videos. So I've seen actually both on the spectrum. I think it can be very challenging for people in our industry like myself and most of us who are very outgoing, and we thrive on what are we doing today? What brand, who are we going to be the face of today? What agency are we working for? What brand are we representing? And, you know, I think some of us just really love doing this, and we need to be out there. And when we're not out there, it's hard. But what I have seen actually with the people who are facing this challenge is there are people like you, Al, who are offering happy hours, you know, which is so exciting, these Zoom happy hours, or game night, or, you know, just trying to connect with other brand ambassadors in our industry through these Zoom calls. So to kind of just increase their spirit. So I have seen anywhere, like I said, from really struggling financially. Some of the people I know aren't getting unemployment. They're strictly 1099 and they're still waiting for those funds to come. So struggling financially, emotionally, physically, to, you know, some of my friends who are posting, you know, fitness videos and who are just, you know, making the best out of it. So does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm hearing the same things myself. You know, people are definitely struggling out there, you know, very concerned, especially about the, you know, being a 1099 worker, you know, not being able to get that, you know, that unemployment, and things like that. And yes, you know, I mean, there's been a lot of, you know, a lot of amazing things that have popped up as well, cope with this, to you know, kind of help each other out, to, you know, and just help pass the time. Like, thank you for mentioning. I'll get into a little more detail later on about a couple of things that Polaris Brand Promotions is doing, like our webinars and the contests we're holding. So Brian, wanted to you know, talk to you a little bit about kind of the event side of things, not necessarily promotional, like marketing or anything, because I know, you know, you host business networking events. You're part of the Millennium Music Conference. So I kind of want to hear from you, you know, what are you hearing from event planners, organizers, venues, restaurants, anyone you've talked to? You know, are you finding out a lot of, you know, events are just being canceled, or have they been postponed? Kind of like, what are your thoughts, and what are you hearing from the industry?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of people canceling for next year. And then there's people who had events that were in April and May, and then they're postponing them for, let's say, August or September. And they're like hoping that we're going to be able to go through and do this. There's a couple of festivals that I know that are doing that in Virginia, as well as Lancaster, PA. They're actually postponing everything to August. Some are even going all the way out to October, which kind of gets kind of rough, because if you know, in that industry, October, November is really like hard to get any kind of bookings at any kind of hotel, because that's the wedding month, so to speak. So any big major wedding, any major city has, all the hotels are pretty much booked up as it is. So I've been hearing a little bit of both. I think everyone's hoping that they're going to be starting it up in August again, and then moving forward, and life will be normal again. But it's still like, it's a 50-50 shake no matter how you look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know from our perspective, I mean, we're kind of taking a week at a time in terms of promotions. We're calling all of our clients every Monday, just saying like, hey, you know, I assume everything's shut down, but just want to confirm, and it's helped us, you know, touch base with, you know, with our clients, at least see how they're doing. And, you know, it's one thing I encourage, you know, everyone, panelists, attendees, you know, check in with people. You know, I mean, things have slowed down so much, you know, at least keep your name out there for brand ambassadors, you know, say, hey, you know, I know things are shut down, talk to your agency, how are you doing? And, you know, for the agencies as well that are following, you know, touch base with your people, you know, check in on them, show them you care, show them you're actually concerned about them. That's one thing I want to kind of do within the next week or so is, you know, is reach out to some of our, you know, start reaching out to some of our brand ambassadors. Bridgette, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. I wrote down some notes, excuse me, earlier. And one of my notes was communicate with your top 5 favorite agencies. I mean, it doesn't hurt to send them a message saying, how are you doing? How's it going? Don't forget about me when you're ready to start staffing those events. You know, I think communication is really key. We can all just sit back and, you know, kind of let things happen, but be proactive. Reach out to your agencies, see how ask how they're doing, and just make sure that they know you're ready, you're on top of it, you're good to go, and they're ready to send you out there.
All right. Great. Well, thank you, all of you, for your insights from your own personal experiences in your own companies and your own positions. And I have to apologize if I keep looking off to the side. I've got trying to follow our Facebook and everything. So if I'm looking everywhere, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to manage all these different screens as being your host as well.
Sure.
So what we'll do next is kind of go around the table, so to speak. Have kind of throw the same question out to each one of our panelists. And once we're done that, I'm gonna encourage everyone to throw some questions into our Zoom Q&A or our chat, as well as anyone who's following on Facebook Live. I know we've got a little extra time. I neglected to mention earlier, one of our panelists, Taylor Shear, was again feeling under the weather. She's been battling a little something for a while, and she isn't able to attend tonight. So we wish her the best. So we may have a few extra minutes. We might bring a couple of the brand ambassadors that our agency knows and that Krystie and Bridgette know. And if they want to jump in with a question, please note so in the in the chats. So let's start off with our first question. I know everyone's kind of addressed this a little bit, but specifically to the workers, what advice and guidance would you specifically give to promo workers right now? Like what they should be doing, any thoughts, any encouragement you have? Brian, we'll start off with you.
The encouragement I have, I guess, is just, pay attention to what's going on. And a lot of things what Bridgette had said earlier about, you guys were both saying about reaching out to everyone. I think in general, to keep it positive and to keep it going is you have to really pay attention to what's going on around you and stay in touch with it. Even like, for instance, with me, we have different festivals that come on that I have nothing to do with, but I still stay in touch with each one of these people to make sure that they're moving forward. And if there's something that I can do to help them. But really just staying in touch with everyone and keeping your ear to the ground and just paying attention to what's going on around you, no matter what it is. Every little bit helps. And if you can reach out to somebody, just let them know.
All right, great. Thanks, Brian. And Bridgette, how about you? Any further thoughts?
Again, I wrote down some notes, and my my first note says stay the course. And I think that's something my mother always told me, like, if you have a vision, if you have a passion, stay the course, stay focused. Stay focused on what you want when this, is lifted. And then also I wanted to just mention that maybe this is a really good time for you to, for the BAs or for anybody really in this world to just decide what they want to do in life. I mean, are they where they want to be in an industry or, in a trade that they want to be in? So I just think, I don't know, I say, stay the course, stay focused, and be ready when this is lifted.
All right. Thanks, Bridgette. Krystie, how about you?
I would say before you do that, I would be a little careful. Don't all run out at one time, though. I know we all want to, but you got to be careful.
Can I just add one more thing?
Go right ahead. Jump in.
Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to mention was make sure that your social media accounts are, like your Instagrams, your tweeters, like I don't tweet, so your Twitter accounts, all of that is nice and cleaned up. If you want to have personal stuff on your Facebook, have a personal Facebook account, but have a business account too, where agencies and your fellow BAs can go and really pick up on what you're doing and where you're at and who you work for and all that. Because so I just wanted to make sure at this time, take the time to look at all of that, clean up your Facebook, even if it's 10 years past. Clean things up right now. It's a good time to do that. Clean up.
All right, awesome. Krystie, you're up.
Okay, so right now, because as you know, nobody's really working, can't really do anything. But I think this is a great time for BAs to get extra certifications. Go ahead and get your ServSafe that you want to get. Re-up it. They're doing free ServSafe certifications until April the 30th. You might as well go ahead and get that done. Those of you that follow me know that I post as much as I can about free certification, free classes. Harvard is giving 60 free online courses right now. You ever want to go to Harvard? Go ahead, sign up. They are giving free classes. Some of you are taking the FAU courses for hospitality and tourism. It's a $900 class that they are giving away for free right now. It's a 2 weeks long. People are taking that right now. Right now, while you have a lot of this downtime, take this extra courses, educate yourself, you know, just so that you can be prepared when the economy, the industry is ready to get back, because you can arm yourself with all this stuff and you have the knowledge and you are able to get in front of an agency or a client with these certifications, be like, hey, I did this, I have this, you know, this is going to help you get in front of someone like me faster than somebody that doesn't have the certification. Because example, if you are not ServSafe certified, you can't work for me, because every event that I have that's hospitality, you have to be certified. Regardless if your state requires it or not, I require it. So you might as well get that certification while it's free. So best thing to do right now during your downtime, get any free online class that you can do to better yourself. And if you have any hobbies, especially if you want to make like bird feeders or something, you can turn that into something you can sell on Fiverr or Gig Salad or something, because right now your hobbies can make you money. So these are something you can look forward to do on your own while we wait to see how this industry is going to move in the next 4 to 5 months. Because honestly, yes, some stuff is going to come back soon, but anything that has more than 1,000 people is probably not going to come back until next year. It really isn't, because everything still has to be looked upon. Do we have to make sure everyone is in gloves, masks, isolation suits? This is going to be the new normal. Is mask going to be your new lipstick? Is gloves going to be your new manicure? Is isolation suits going to be your new black business suit? Everything all like this has to be looked in the future. So right now, just educate yourself. Take those courses. Especially if they're free. I'm taking 4 courses right now, even though I don't need to. I'm still taking them.
Yeah, that's some of the advice, and thank you, Krystie, for sharing. That's similar to kind of some of the advice I've been giving to people. We're highly encouraging everyone get your certification. TIPS is nationwide alcohol training certification. That's huge. I can't speak for other agencies. I love it when I see someone has alcohol training certification. Some clients require it. Some
I have
agencies.
7.
What's that?
I have 7 certifications.
Wow. Yeah, and one thing I heard out there was get your CDL, your commercial driver's license. Just another thing to have if you've got the time and the money to get it. If there's ever a tour opportunity. Some other advice, work on your promo resume as well as your profiles on the agency websites like Pop Bookings, like Trusted Heard. Get it cleaned up. Ask your agencies, hey, what can I do to make myself more appealing to you, and what can I do to make my my resume look good, and ask other brand ambassadors in the industry.
I have offered to help BAs with their resume. Just be like, hey, shoot me over. I'll tell you what I'm looking for, and what other agencies look for. I've offered that. I've had like 5 people like reach out to me about it. But yeah, at this time we just need to help each other and see what works.
Yeah. And also follow other. There's a lot of great industry webinars popping up. I know that some of the agencies are hosting their own webinars. I watched one today. It was awesome. The AAEP, the American Association of Event Professionals, a new organization, they're doing them. I know Trusted Heard is doing some with I think like an agency. It seems like every day. It might be every other day or so. But check out theirs as well, where they're interviewing some of the some of the agency owners. So that being said, I just want to move on to a couple of questions that we got in. Bridgette, Karen, who is following along, asked to elaborate on cleaning up your social media. What exactly did you mean by that, and what specifically should brand ambassadors do?
Yeah, so what I meant by clean up, and I think I had mentioned this a little bit ago, is go through your social media accounts and make sure that, again, if you are, if you want to have personal stuff on your social media, then have a separate page for that. you know, for family stuff, your, you know, all of that personal stuff, but have a social media page or pages that just is geared towards your profession. And so, I mean, photos and what you post is a big thing. And all throughout social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, all on your profiles and all your agencies. Start writing down all of the agencies you've ever worked for and go through each one and update your profile. I mean, I think I've worked for like 500 agencies, it seems like. Maybe, realistically, maybe 200. But I have a profile on every agency's, you know, website I can think of. So what I mean by that is just clean up your stuff, your personal stuff. There's a place for that. It's not on your business pages.
All right, thanks. And now I'm actually going to toss this question over to Krystie, considering I think you said you had 7 certifications or you're working on them. I've gotten a couple of questions come in, one from Bray about, you know, what do you recommend in terms of which certifications to have? And also, I think Karen had asked a question, Corey Ann had asked about certifications as well. So, I mean, I know, you know, we touched on tips and ServSafe. What else do you recommend? What do you see and what do you like when you see on a resume that a brand ambassador has?
Right. So ServSafe is great. Tips is great. Also for your state as well, get the certification for your state. So some states require a separate certification as well as your tips, because tips is nationwide. But then some states, like for example, in the state of Virginia, in my own county, the county of Newport News, even though you're tip certified, you still have to get a Newport News certification to serve beer or wine. So not only do you have to look into the nation one, you have to look into where you live as well to get certifications. So I'm BARS certified, B-A-R-S. I'm RASP certified, R-A-S-P. I have SureSell, I have ServSafe, I have Tips, and I have a couple more that I can't think of off the top of my head now. So you can get all these, and most of the time they are free, or between, you know, $10 or $20 to get certified online, and they're like 3-hour courses. But these are things that, especially for where you live at, you want to look, because not every state is going to recommend their own separate one, but the state of Virginia, I definitely know. The state of Maryland has it. I think like Texas has Tab C, I believe, but yeah, different states will have their own certifications as well.
Okay. All right. So I know we had one question come in from Karen about, yeah, and I've encountered this a couple of times myself, where you have a brand ambassador who doesn't necessarily, you know, drink or drink a lot. And, you know, if they want to promote alcohol and understand the world of alcohol, you know, what do you recommend in terms of bartending courses and whatnot? I'm going to throw, you know, I mean, my gut reaction is, you know, obviously, first of all, if you want to invest in a bartending course just to understand it, I mean, that's an option for you. Some of them can be a little pricey. My other, you know, recommendation would be like, you know, the agency should be able to give you all the tools and knowledge to, you know, to present the brand. I mean, that's the agency's responsibility, is to get you ready. So they should be able to tell you, you know, what you need to say about the product, what's comparable to, things like that. So anyone else, Krystie or Bridgette, any experience in this area that you want to throw out there?
If they want to take a bartending class, online course right now, Groupon has a $199 course going for $4 right now. Yeah. So if you guys want to take a bartending course worth $199, go on Groupon. It's going for $4 right now. I'll send you the link whenever when I get to the link. I also have it in, I have a group called Gig Workers Hack that you can join, that I post every freebie that you can think of that is available for our market. So Chantel, yeah, definitely, I'm sorry, not Chantel, Karen, definitely if you want to learn a little bit more about the different vodkas, rum, gin, tequila, anything like that, and if you want to take like a bartending course, please don't spend $199. Spend the $4 and you get certified as well. So it's definitely, it's a Groupon, it's on Groupon right now, and it's definitely good to have.
Nice. All right, Bridgette, hop on in.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, you don't have to be, you don't have to drink to promote an alcohol. You can be a non-drinker, but still study the study on the brand. So you don't have to drink vodka to promote vodka. Or, if you are passionate about this industry and what, I feel like only take an event. I don't like to call them gigs. I take an event that you're passionate about. If you're not passionate about, promoting vodka or promoting, a granola bar, that's going to come through to, through you and to your job. So I would take, events that you're passionate about. Again, you don't have to be a drinker to promote, vodka. Do your research, like Al said, most of the agencies will give you the deck, is it their deck pages, or I don't even know what they're called now, but the information, they will give you the tools that you need to succeed, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Let me piggyback off of Bridgette real quick. I agree 100%. You don't have to know alcohol to serve alcohol. I don't like coffee. However, I train baristas how to do espresso drinks, but I drink no coffee whatsoever. So definitely agree with that. You don't have to do something in order to promote it. You just have to be good at promoting something. You just have to be passionate about what you want to do, because you like talking to people. You like giving people stuff. You like smiling. You just want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, great. We've had a couple more questions come in, but I want to handle one that Bethany just sent in that actually we had as our second kind of our roundtable kind of general question for everyone. And, we can't obviously predict what the future is going to hold, but from all of your experience, how do you, see this pandemic impacting, events, promo gigs in the long term, 6 months, a year, 2 years, anything you feel is a permanent change? Like, we've been asked, do you see sampling cups going away somehow? Do you see people being required to wear more masks? Do you see more of like, returning to normal eventually? Do you see us, a few improvements, or do you see like a lot of huge changes? Krystie, I see you shaking your head. Let's start off with you first.
There's gonna be a lot of huge changes. Like I said, I was talking to my lawyers because I wanted to see how we could move forward as an agency to make sure that our staff is safe and moving forward with, doing any type of events. And we don't do samplings, but we do a lot of hospitality. So, are we gonna start using the plexiglass walls to start serving? Probably so. More gloves and probably face masks. Probably so. I mean, are we going to have to start using like isolation suits like the hospitals do? It's a possibility. There's just a lot of factors moving forward that I don't see how people think that this is going to return to normal in June or July. There's just no possible way, because the way you would literally, with the 6 feet apart, at the grocery stores, it's like when you do a trade show that has 10,000 people, there's just no way. And it sounds ridiculous, but I do believe the healthcare officials when they say that it's going to be fall of 2021 before this comes, that we're allowed to start having events again. I really believe them. Small scale events possibly, like, I'm actually starting in June. I'm going to do dealership training. Dealership trainings, when I used to do dealership trainings, we used to have classes of like 60 people or plus. We have downsized the classes to less than 10 people now. 10 people per class of dealership trainings. So now moving forward, I do believe that anything that, had groups of more than 100 is going to be downsized. And it's just not going to be feasible for, smaller agencies to actually stick around for this year, but wait until next year.
Yeah, I know, going around some of the, like I was at the post office, I needed to go to mail something out today. It was important. I mean, I've been to the supermarkets, and those plexiglass barriers that they've installed. They're not going anywhere after this is over. I guarantee. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of them. Bridgette, your thoughts on future changes to the industry?
Well, let me think about this. I'm such a people person. It's going to be really hard to put a mask on me. It is. Unless it's a clear mask. If it's clear and you can see my mouth and I can see yours and we can somehow talk to each other and I can promote what I need to promote, that's different. But it's really challenging to, for me to wear a mask. I was just thinking about past events and demos and things that I've seen. I think they're going to tighten up the rules for sure, because I don't know about you, but I have run into quite a few demos that they're not wearing masks, or sorry, we didn't wear masks before, but they're not wearing the gloves, they're not wearing the hairnet, they're not using proper, hygiene or whatever. So I've seen that in the past. And so I think definitely I'm, going to see in the future a lot more tightening with rules and regulations for sure.
All right, cool. So
Yeah.
Brian, oh, sorry, Bridgette, you had something else to say?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool. Brian, sorry, I feel like we've neglected you a little bit there.
Right.
Really, what are your thoughts? I mean, especially from, the music conferences, some of the larger events you've seen, and even as small as the networking events you've done, what do you see changing?
I mean, I'm hoping it's not going to be 2021. I do see it changing, and I think it's going to be more cautiously. Meaning, if you're going to the grocery store now and you're standing 6 feet away from people, I think they'll start doing smaller events with people being 6 feet away, kind of thing, in the beginning, just as a test. I think that's what I've been hearing. It's what I've been seeing, is that if there's a display or something going on a table, you just kind of wait your course before you can walk up there. I don't see any face-to-face business card exchanges going on anytime soon. I think that's a little redundant. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody's going to feel safe enough to get face-to-face with somebody. But I do feel like certain events that are going to start coming out, and as long as you're 6 feet or so apart, I think that will be the near future. But that's not going to be probably until midsummer, early fall, I think, if they do them. But like large scale events, it probably will be 2021, unfortunately, because what they're saying now, even on the news, is that comes wintertime, it's going to come back. Round 2 is going to hit us again. So that's we can't. It's going to happen regardless. We can't stop it. We just got to just go along with it.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope it's not that long. So I want to quickly address 2 questions that had come up in the Q&A that I don't think we necessarily got to. Edward asked about what certifications we should focus on. We did go through some of them a little earlier on. I apologize if you didn't have a chance to miss them. You should be able to watch this over again. Also, just real quick, tip, serve safe. We can mention other ones. If you want to follow up with me, I can give you some other ones. And also, Nikki had asked about, can I file for unemployment as a brand ambassador in Illinois? I don't really think, I know Krystie shaking her head. I'll let her address that in 1 second. I mean, honestly, I'd reach out to your unemployment office in Illinois. They would be your best source. I know every state's different. We really can't say, every state has their own unemployment laws and their own programs right now. So, I mean, that's my take on it, is reach out to them and find out. Krystie, and Bridgette, I see you raising your hand. Krystie, let's start with you. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, under the CARES Act, any independent contractor can get unemployment. However, it's on the federal level, not the state level. But in order to receive it under the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, PUA is what it's called, PUA, you have to get denied with the regular unemployment. And then when PUA opens up for your state, then you can apply for that. I recently just applied for PUA for the state of Virginia. That opened up on April 21st, sorry. Georgia just opened up April 22nd. I think Nevada or LA is April 28th. So every state has their own day that they will open up PUA assistance. So you're gonna have to look for the state of California or state of Illinois that she's talking about to see what day that you can apply for it. But the first thing you have to do though is apply for unemployment insurance and get denied. And once you get denied, then you can apply for PUA. And that's the same all around for every state, is what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing.
All right, thanks for clarifying that. I mean, that was some things, I certainly didn't know. And, there's a lot of information out there and a lot of people are definitely confused. Bridgette, did you have something you wanted to throw in as well?
I was going to mention, most of that, but I also wanted to say that every state has a workforce center. And so I was finding that I couldn't reach anybody at the unemployment office, like most of us. Like, we cannot reach the people that we have questions for. So I went to Delta, Colorado, which is in the middle of nowhere, and reached out to their workforce center because I knew they would answer their phone. And they had some really educated people that are there who answered a lot of my questions about unemployment and such. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe reaching out to a workforce center in your state and your city is a good idea.
All right, awesome. So we're just about done our question and answer session. I want to thank everyone. Before we go to final thoughts, where we give our our panelists a chance to kind of throw in their final thoughts and anything else they have regarding anything we've discussed or their thoughts going forward. Just want to throw out a couple of things that our agency is doing right now. Hashtag shameless self-promotion. You can check these out on our Facebook page. We are doing, and I have to schedule the next one, we're doing virtual happy hours, which is something that Bridgette has mentioned. They're really fun. They're not like this at all. They're very laid back. We just kind of let whoever in, we all grab a drink, talk about what we're all going through. We're going to be doing them like every 2 weeks. I'll put up, we're going to do the next one next week. I'll put that up on our Facebook page. We're also doing a video contest. If you shoot a little 15-second to 30-second or so video for the topic of the week. This week's is, what does being a brand ambassador mean to you? We've partnered up with the TIPS program. They've been nice enough to help us out with this. We are giving away one TIPS training class payment per week. It's a $40 value. They're called passports. We'll give away one passport a week. So if the money's an issue and you have the free time, you just put together a video and submit it. We'll post the winners out there, and you'll have a chance to get your TIPS certification, which is, I'm sure we can all agree, is a great thing. So let's start off with some final thoughts from our panelists. Again, thank you all very much for your time and sharing your experience and insight. Krystie, let's start off with you.
You got me off guard.
Gotcha.
So folks, yes, right now everybody is kind of in limbo with everything, but just stay positive. If you guys need anything, my Facebook Messenger is always open. I've made several posts. It's like, if you guys need anything, just email me, like any essentials you need, toilet paper, you need paper towels, you need over-the-counter medication, just, send me a quick email. It's Krystie@kpgeventstaffing.com. But other than that, just stay positive, everybody. Like, we're all going to get through this, and it's going to be a little bit. It's not going to be like May or June like everybody thinks, but we're gonna make it all through this, and just help each other out. This is the time where we're gonna see who. Honestly, I hate to say it, it's like we're gonna see who's gonna make it to the next level for experiential marketing. And I hate to say it like that, but that's exactly what it is.
All right, thanks, Krystie. Bridgette, any final thoughts from you?
Final thoughts. Definitely just stay focused. Reach out and reach out to your family or your friends if you need some support, for sure. I tend to be pretty outgoing. I have a ton of energy. So if anybody wants to reach out to me, they can. I will play games with you and tell you jokes. So, and so I think final thoughts, just hang in there. I'm sure it's tough for all of us. We each have our own struggles, I think, whether it's emotionally, financially, physically, whatever it is through this time, and just hang in there. If you, need to reach out to someone, then do.
All right. Thanks again, Bridgette. Brian, final thoughts for our attendees.
Yes. Again, we're in this together, as everyone's been saying. Stay positive, stay focused, and whatever this is an opportunity too that you can work on something that you've always wanted to. You have the extra time right now. You should really put more of your energy into it. There's no excuse for it now. And mental illness is an issue. If you have any issues, at this time, I know a lot of people need to have some kind of human contact. There's always phone numbers, and people, you can even reach out to me if you want to. I'm very approachable, and that's all I have to say. Stay safe, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Brian. I'm going to close out by saying, I've said this to people before. First of all, stay strong. And the most important thing to remember is, we are all in this together. This isn't an individual thing. This isn't a neighborhood thing or a city thing or an area thing. This is a global thing. And, in this, a lot of people are out of work right now. It's tough for everyone, and as I told someone who lost someone very close to them, it's like, look, people need to be there for you, and you need to be there for people. Right now, if you're hurting, go to the people around you, or if you have issues, go to the people in your industry. And likewise, be a resource for the people in your life. Be a resource for, if you have anyone who's, high risk, anyone who's elderly who might need chores done, or at least look in on them, anyone in the industry. This is just a time where, like I said before, we all need to just, come together, and, we all need to support our industry, and we need to support each other. So with that, once again, I'm going to say thank you to Brian, Bridgette, and Krystie for being our panelists this evening. If we didn't get to your question, or you had a question, drop us a line. Drop me a line through our Polaris Brand Promotions Facebook page. We'll either direct it to the one of our panelists, or we'll throw it out to our next group of panelists looking to do this again, maybe in another, maybe in about a month. We'll get some new panelists, some returning panelists. But if you have anything at all that you need from us, please don't hesitate to reach out. So thank you again, everyone. Appreciate your time, and have a wonderful night.